One of the great things about preseason football, you get to see rookies around the National Football League make their NFL debuts. And for a ton of rookies at the quarterback spot, we got a lot of action over this full first weekend of NFL preseason contest. That featured number 1 overall pick Caleb Williams making his NFL debut on Saturday in Buffalo. Number 2 overall pick Jayden Daniels spinning it on Saturday at MetLife. Drake May saw a possession for New England on Thursday, and then some pretty strong sample sizes out of Michael Penix Jr., J.J. McCarthy, and Bo Nix to round out the weekend. So it ties us back to the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year odds. Caleb Williams of Chicago remains that favorite at plus 150. Jayden Daniels, number 2 overall pick, looking good in his NFL preseason debut, now 6-1. Marvin Harrison Jr. rounds out the top 3 at plus 850. Again, entering the first week of the preseason, Caleb was the short favorite. Same price, plus 140. But both Daniels and Harrison Jr. tied for the second best number at 7-1. So the market working positively in the manner of Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, and again, it should be working that way because he is the starter. Barring injury, he is going to play all 17 weeks, and also he has an unbelievable talent and athletic ability to get outside of the pocket and run for hundreds of yards on the season. I even think he can approach that 700, 800, 900 range if he does stay healthy and he's electric, as I think he's going to be. But obviously, Caleb Williams set up he is going to be fine. I really think he's going to be great in Chicago, so it's going to be hard to upend him. Therefore, I do agree with that plus 140 price. But if we are looking a little bit farther down the list, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to have a very good season. Xavier Worthy, obviously playing with maybe the best quarterback of all time. Malik Neighbors, an unbelievable talent. I don't know if that offense is going to be able to give him enough of what he needs. But when you slide it down and take a look at Michael Penix Jr. at 75-1. You say, boy, that's a great price. Well, we obviously understand he's not starting here. But if you are saying, all right, I like, let's just say, Jayden Daniels been at a 6-1 price, wouldn't you still sprinkle a little flyer on Michael Penix Jr.? Because let's just say, and nobody's rooting for this, but it's football and it happens, and you saw it last year. Let's just say Kirk Cousins gets injured, whether it be a concussion, whether it be an Achilles or a knee, and let's just say he's even down, not for the season, Ben, 2 to 3 weeks. Penix comes in and plays great football. I don't know if they ever go back to Kirk Cousins at this point. So that 75-1 price is interesting if there is an injury. Now, is that going to be your 5-star best play of the season? Right. Michael Penix Jr. to be rookie of the year? No, it isn't. But at that price point, a couple dollars just might make some sense.
Yeah, no, I hear your point, absolutely. And the talent in the offense around whatever quarterback takes the spot for Atlanta should be enough to pad the stats. And obviously, the outlook for the Falcons is favorable entering this year, the divisional favorites in the NFC South. But that's all because of Kirk Cousins. And if it is injury, it's bad news for Atlanta because you invested in Kirk Cousins as well. 4-year, $180 million deal with $100 million guaranteed. If Michael Penix Jr. is in the Offensive Rookie of the Year running, I think that's a bad sign for the Falcons because let's even say, DRS, it's an injury. It's unforeseen. It is something that nobody would hope for in the ATL, but Penix does come in and look the part of the Rookie of the Year. Do you go back to Kirk Cousins in 2025? Do you just try to get rid of the deal with so much invested? It's why the pick has never made sense to me to have Michael Penix Jr. there, despite him getting a ton of run throughout the preseason.
You're right about it. Nobody agree with it. They can say all they want. Like, we probably won't ever be up in if we expect Kirk Cousins to be a quarterback. I understand why you're trying to play the long game here, because if you just take a look at the Green Bay Packers, it has worked in specific instances. But if you were being honest, like, hey, Kirk Cousins, I'm coming to town. Where are we drafting in the top 10? Ooh, man, imagine the weapon you can get me. Another dominant offensive line, a crazy tight end to go with my already crazy tight end, another great wide receiver to go with Drake London, who we expect to be great as a young guy, or heck, even an unbelievable cornerback that's going to be able to shut down the other team, but instead you got a quarterback that's not expected to be on the field for the next couple of years as a top 10 draft pick. I don't care how the quarterback works out in 4 to 5 years. You got Kirk Cousins on your team for what, Ben? To win 5 or 6 games? No, you actually think you can win the division and make deep runs in the playoff, and another top 10 pick with Kirk Cousins would have really helped. The only problem is that top 10 pick was a quarterback who you're hoping doesn't see the field. Because you're right about this. You heard about all the instances, right? Like, oh, it's a great problem to have because if Penix doesn't play, it means Kirk Cousins was great. No, you expected Cousins to be great, you idiots down there. So get him another playmaker. But I digress on that point. I think Penix is an interesting option. But again, it seems to be cut and dry. Caleb and Jayden, they're not coming out of the games this year unless they're injured, and they should be putting up good numbers. They deserve to be those top flight guys.
And even when that is the case, when a rookie quarterback taken in the first round, the top 10, the top 5, first overall, they are not often this short of a favorite to win NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Unlike many other football awards, either college football or in the National Football League, where a quarterback can qualify to win the hardware, it is one of the few awards that doesn't automatically go to a QB. Only 4 of the last 10 winners of Offensive Rookie of the Year in the NFL have played the quarterback spot. Why? Because when you are a quarterback drafted early, it often means you are going to an organization that hasn't won a ton of football games, at least as recently as the year prior. But it's very different for Caleb Williams, as Chicago is expected to be a winning football team and contend for a playoff spot. That is why the price is so low on Caleb Williams. 4 of the last 10, only a quarterback, but 3 of the last 5, including C.J. Stroud a year ago in 2023. If not the 2 top quarterbacks, Donnie, who gets your look in the Offensive Rookie of the Year odds?
I mean, it's pretty simple for me because I do think Marvin Harrison Jr. is one of those guys you can just drop in and he can have a dominant season. And also the advent of some of these wide receivers coming into the NFL right off the bat, where let's just go 20 years back. First-round wide receivers were always said, well, they don't run a pro-style offense, going to take them some time to learn the system. Now they're just dropped right in and can play football. And also, you do have a veteran quarterback that can get you the football, and also in a division where we think you might be losing more football games than winning, which means extra chances in the fourth quarter. I know it's easy to say, well, look, the first 2 quarterbacks are Williams and Daniels. Donnie's going right to Marvin Harrison Jr. No, I honestly believe he's the most dominant player in this draft, and as long as he stays healthy, he's going to get ample opportunities to show his dominance.
Yeah, absolutely so. And again, I think the quarterback throwing MHJ the football in Kyler Murray is a lot better than Daniel Jones doing so in New York. By the way, Malik Neighbors leaving practice yesterday a little bit early with what the team is calling a minor ankle injury. Not the best news you could ever hope for out of training camp.